ABC News correspondent from Washington. Lana, that was probably the largest, the most egregious missed layup by any president in history.
Yeah, usually coming out against white supremacists is a pretty easy call for any American president. In this case, the president's choice of emphasizing on many sides, which he said twice, caused some people to think that the president could have done much better when it came to his statements about Charlottesville. Remember, this started with a neo-Nazi white supremacist rally called Unite the Right, carrying torches on Friday, and during a counter protest of people who were opposed to the white supremacists, somebody who's been identified as having neo-Nazi beliefs ran his car into the group, killing a woman. And the president's statement that denounced the violence coming from many sides seemed to equate the counter protesters who are opposed to the neo-Nazis with the neo-Nazis. That's part of the reason why we're hearing from so many people, especially Republicans, asking the president to say more. And then the other part of it, Jay, is that many of those white supremacists were using the president's name, invoking him as emboldening them.
With that very statement.
Well, that statement, and even before that, and after, we heard from David Duke, the former KKK Grand Wizard, who said that he's there, and all of them were there because they were helping to fulfill Donald Trump's promises of making America great again. Those are the reasons why people really expected the president to say more, to denounce white supremacists, to say that they do not, in fact, represent him, and that their violence and the cause of death in this case should be denounced by all people. So that's where we are right now. The White House also released a statement, did not attribute it to any particular source, but saying that the president does in fact denounce those groups. But we're hoping to hear from the president himself today, and perhaps he will address that issue as well.
I know you're supposed to be you are a news person, Lana, not supposed to be, but you're supposed to be, kind of objective. But there's got to be some reason why the president would do what he did. It just seems so outrageous that he would not condemn in the strongest terms Nazism, KKK, white supremacist. And then to come out, I mean, this is a president who will tweet at the drop of a dime, and yet has been radio silent on this.
A lot of people are making that point, Jay, knowing that the president doesn't hesitate from calling people out specifically on Twitter, goes after people by name. And so for him not to disavow these groups, especially with complaints that we've heard from people within the White House. We've heard from Anthony Scaramucci, his very short-lived White House communications director, over the weekend, saying that Steve Bannon has an outsized role in the White House, and without knowing whether or not he does have these white supremacist beliefs, that perhaps that does influence the president. There's a lot of really ugliness right here, and the president would be best, and I think that it's fair to say this as a journalist or as any American, to denounce these groups, because there is no place for hatred and this type of ideology in America.
We have just under a minute, Lana. Expecting the president to speak on Charlottesville coming up later this morning. Any word as to what he's going to talk about?
No, with this president, I think anybody gets themselves into trouble when they try and speculate about what the president may say until after he said it. So rather than guessing at it, we'll wait and see exactly what he has to say. But so many Republicans, so many people within his own party, we heard from the vice president himself denouncing these white supremacist groups. They all seem to be encouraging the president to do so as well. So that certainly would be something to listen for.
Very good. Lana Zak, appreciate it. ABC News correspondent from Washington, appreciate the insight. Have a great day.
You too.